Welcome to the Nottinghamshire Disabled People's Movement exhibit. About us. Set up in 1998, NDPM is an organisation run by disabled people for disabled people. We welcome all disabled people from all backgrounds. We work in a way that enables any disabled person to get involved. Non-disabled people who support our aims are welcome to join us. We believe that every disabled person has the right to participate fully in society and to decide how we live our lives. We believe that all disabled people should have the right to the facilities and services we need without discrimination and prejudice. We work from the social model of disability, which focuses on the barriers that disabled people face in their day-to-day lives. It is not disabled people's own health conditions or impairments that are the problem, it's the way that society is organised. NDPM campaigns on a wide range of issues that affect disabled people, both locally and nationally, such as cuts to public services, accessible public transport, safe and accessible environments, and welfare rights. NDPM campaigns on a wide range of issues that affect disabled people both locally and nationally, such as cuts to public services, accessible public transport, safe and accessible environments, and welfare rights. We do this by being involved in consultation and raising issues with organisations such as local councils, the NHS, universities, and other voluntary organisations, by talking to other groups about what we do and what we believe in, and by talking to each other and sharing views and experiences. We want to make sure that we are campaigning on the issues which disabled people know are important. What we do is decided by the members of NDPM. The social model of disability. Our politics and activism are grounded in the social model of disability. The social model explains that disabled people repeatedly encounter barriers, restricted opportunities, and experience discrimination and prejudice in their daily lives. It makes an important distinction between a person's health condition or impairment and their experience of being disabled by society. Impairment should be understood as the way a person's body or mind functions or works differently to the way society thinks of as normal. Disability, on the other hand, refers to the barriers, discrimination, and prejudice that disabled people experience. It is not an individual's condition or impairment that is the problem, but the way that society is organised. Society makes us disabled people by the way it fails to take account of our needs. The social model challenges the approach of blaming the individual for the problem of disability, rather than looking at how society can be disabling. Campaigning in our civil rights. Transport. Trams. We were involved with the consultation on the first tram line and the design of the tram itself before the service opened to the public in 2004. We spent many hours talking about internal layout, signage, platform design, and the use of tactile paving. Trains. We came up with lots of ideas to make the Nottingham train station more accessible when discussion started about its refurbishment in 2011. We had a walk around the station before refurbishment. When we had another walk round just before the relaunch in 2014, we had to point out some issues which seem to have been forgotten. While there are ongoing access issues, we are pleased to say that all platforms now have tactile edging. More recently, in July 2023, we have been campaigning alongside the trade unions against the closure of ticket offices. Buses. Over the years, we have campaigned to make buses more accessible. This has included the use of low-floor buses. Over the years, we have campaigned to make buses more accessible. This has included the use of low-floor buses and audio announcements. Older members of NDPM can still remember when buses were completely inaccessible for wheelchair users and anyone who could not manage steps, and the event organised by Direct Action Network in the centre of Nottingham. In order to highlight the access barrier, wheelchair users chained themselves to a bus in the middle of the city. It resulted in quite a lot of publicity, some of it positive and some of it negative. It was seen as quite outrageous that disabled people should protest in this way. Taxis. Since Station Street was turned into a shared space, the train station taxi rank was relocated. It is now a significant walk from the front of the station and a major issue for anyone with a mobility impairment who cannot use stairs. We worked with the Hackney Carriage Drivers organisations to try and get an improvement on this issue. It has resulted in a mini taxi rank on the other side of the station on Queen's Road. While we're happy with the progress that has been made, there is still much to improve. For example, the introduction of bus islands means that pedestrians will have to cross the cycle lane to get onto a bus. This will reduce accessibility of buses for disabled people and many others. Get involved. NDPM holds regular meetings in fully accessible venues. We welcome disabled people and non-disabled allies and supporters to come along to a meeting to find out more about us, what we do, and see if you would like to get involved. You do not need to be a member to come to an initial meeting. Please contact us if you would like any more information. Telephone 07855 713 241. Email info@ndpm.org.uk. Website https://ndpm.org.uk. Holocaust Memorial. In early 2007, NDPM were invited to visit the Holocaust Centre to look at improving access at the centre. The centre is in Laxton, near Newark, and was a huge challenge to get to due to inaccessible local transport at the time. The centre wanted to widen its exhibitions and educational tours to include other victims of the Holocaust, such as disabled people, travellers of the Romani community, and the LGBTQ+ community. The visit gave NDPM members a lot to think about, and we decided we would like to dedicate a plaque to disabled people in the Memorial Gardens, and a launch event took place in May 2008. The event was important because nearly 1 million deaf and disabled people were persecuted, killed, or sterilised during the Holocaust. This history is rarely discussed in the public remembrances of the Holocaust, and at the time there were no memorials in the UK to acknowledge this history. The debate about disabled people and their genetic rights is still ongoing, especially in the light of advances in genetic and prenatal screenings. Disabled artist Alison Laper unveiled the memorial plaque, which is inscribed, "This is dedicated by Nottinghamshire Disabled People's Movement in memory of all deaf and disabled people who were targeted or killed by the Nazis and other oppressive regimes." Nottinghamshire Disabled People's Movement. Disabled people and our allies working together for a fair future.